everyone, my name is Carlos Del Campo, and this is the history and benefits of video games. By show of hands, how many of you have ever played or watched a video game? What if I told you that people are not only benefiting mentally but also monetarily from playing video games? Well, today I'm going to tell you all about that. According to Peter Gray, an American researcher and professor at Boston College, video games create improvements in visual processing, tracking multiple objects at one time, increased attention, and in some cases, the treatment of lazy eye. Now, by the end of this speech, I hope to let you all know a little more about the benefits of video games and the massive industry that it has created. I'll be talking about the introduction of video games, the benefits and careers that they have created, and the market. Now, with that introduction done, we're going to move on to the introduction of video games. So, in 1967, a company known as Sanders Associates created the Brown Box, which is the first multi-game, multiplayer console. This console was created by Ralph Baer, and History.com cites the creator of the Brown Box, Ralph Baer, as the father of video games. Now, Ralph Baer would eventually license the Brown Box to a company called Magnavox, and they would eventually change the name to the Odyssey. They would start selling it in 1972, and it would eventually fail. However, in 1977, Atari would release the Atari 2600, and it was be known as the creation of the next generation of video games. There were many milestones in the 1970s and 1960s for video games: the creation of Space Invader, the release of Pac-Man in the United States, and the creation of Donkey Kong and the Mario world. In 1983, however, there was the crash of the video game industry. Now, in 1985, the release of the NES by Nintendo revitalized the video game industry and it would make it what it is today. Popular games for the NES include The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Bros., and Metroid. Cut ahead a couple decades, and you have the new consoles of today, the PS4 Pro, Xbox One X, and Switch. Now, with all that in mind, we're going to move on to the benefits and careers of video games. Video games have many benefits. Some of them include visual processing improvements. They help treat lazy eye in some cases. They improve tracking of multiple items and multitasking. A study done in 2011 by Ray-J Lee, a worker at the Brain and Cognitive Science Department at the University of Rochester, showed that people with lazy eye, when playing video games for a set amount of time, had improved function in their eye that had a problem with, and sometimes would restore 20/20 vision. Video games also help create friendships and create social interaction. Video games and being a gamer puts you in communities where interaction with others and friendships is constant. I myself have created many friendships through playing video games, and I can say that personally it's a great community to be a part of. It also creates jobs for people who want to play competitively. People who are extremely good at video games can be part of esports teams or competitive video game teams. Celebrities such as Ninja, Tfue, Shroud, and Dr. Disrespect are some examples of competitive players who are now big idols in the streaming world. With all that in mind, we're going to go ahead and move on to the market of video games. Now, competitive play for video games, or esports as it is better known now, has been around since 1972. However, it has become extremely popular in these previous years, and in 2016 it was publicly televised on TBS under the name E-League. According to a report done by Newzoo.com, the global leader in esports, games, and mobile intelligence, in 2018, the global esports will reach a total worth of $905.6 million. Now, not only that, but the investment growth has reached a growth of 48%. Now, moving on to YouTube. YouTube was created in 2005, and since the creation, it has been making jobs for YouTubers ever since. Some major celebrities on the platform include Dan TDM, Jacksepticeye, and Markiplier. Video games and esports account for 8.2% of viewership on the platform, roughly 32 million hours of view time in the first quarter of 2018 alone. Another major streaming platform is Twitch. It's one of the largest streaming platforms in the world, not just for gamers, but for everyone. Some of the major celebrities on that platform include Ninja, Shroud, and Tfue, just like YouTube. Viewership for games on that platform are in the 11.6% viewership and 228 million hours of view time in 2018. With all that in mind, I'm going to move to my summary. And in summary, video games have been around for quite some time. They're not going anywhere, and they're going to continue to grow. Video games have many benefits that many people wouldn't think of. And the video game industry is nearly a $1 billion industry. So next time you hear about video games or the esports industry, I hope you will look back at this speech and remember the benefits of video games. Thank you.